My name is Doug Tabor, and I specialize in the sale of apartment buildings and rental properties. You can learn more about my business at www.yourapartmentbroker.com. The Affordable Housing Act, or Proposition 10. Proposition 10 is an act that sadly has nothing to do with the root of the problem, more housing. It only focuses on one thing, and that's the repeal of Costa Hawkins. What is Costa Hawkins, you ask? Well, the Costa Hawkins Act in 1995 was an act that was supported by both Democrats and Republicans to improve the housing situation they had back in the mid-90s. That act does primarily three things. First, it puts restrictions on local municipalities so they cannot put rent controls on any property that was built after 1995. Second, it does not allow municipalities to put rent controls on any single-family residence or condominium property. And third, it doesn't allow rental owners to raise their rents to market rate once a tenant moves out. So those are the three things that Costa Hawkins is focused on. And Proposition 10, sole purpose is to repeal that act, allowing local municipalities to put rent controls on properties that were built after 1995, to put rent controls on single-family residences and condominiums, and to control how much a landlord, a rental owner, who has expenses every month, and those expenses including water, taxes, electricity, utilities, all of these things continue to rise, it won't allow a rental owner to raise their rents to market rate. Many folks oppose Proposition 10 because, as you can see, it's not going to motivate developers as well as investors to build more, which, as we know, basic supply and demand, if you build more, you provide more supply to feed that demand, prices will naturally come down. Look at Amazon. Economist after economist agree that to fix a problem, rent controls and other government interference will only exacerbate the problem in the shortages. All you have to do is look at Santa Monica, where if you want to get a rental there, it can be up to 4 to 5 years on a waiting list. San Francisco, a one-bedroom in San Francisco, which has heavy rent controls, $4,000 a month. And then, of course, we've all heard about New York. Anybody who's watched Seinfeld has seen them actually complain about the rent control policies in New York. So it's proven time and time again that price controls, rent controls, price fixing, and government interference really doesn't focus on the root of the problem. And by repealing Costa Hawkins, we're encouraging our council members and our representatives to placate their tenants groups by giving a band-aid in the form of price controls and rent controls, rather than really focusing on the root of the problem, which is we need to build more housing. So no on Proposition 10. Our state is facing a number of issues right now. And it's really sad when all of these great citizens, these police officers, these teachers, children, your grandchildren, can't either afford to live here or are choosing not to live here. We need to work smart, we need to work together and come up with a solution that will truly make our state golden again.